안녕하세요, 안타키입니다. Now, in our last lesson, we learned how to form the present and past tenses for verbs and adjectives. Let's get a quick review. 지승현 선생님, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 지승현입니다.
선생님, 어제 뭐 했어요?
I went swimming. 수영을 했어요.
지금 피곤해요?
아니요, 안 피곤해요.
So, do you exercise every morning?
Yes, I try to exercise every morning, so I usually get up at 6 o'clock and go swimming.
Well, that early. Well, you must have great willpower. I guess that also explains why you have such a slim figure.
Thanks.
Okay, well then, let's turn to this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now, let's take a look at what's in store in this lesson.
마이클 씨, 웬일이에요? 안녕하세요, 민욱 씨. 몇 시에 일어났어요? 6시에 일어났어요. 언제 학교에 왔어요? 아침에 수영을 했어요. 그리고 7시 30분에 왔어요. 와, 부지런해요. 민욱 씨, 저녁에 약속 있어요? 같이 밥 먹어요. 네.
Michael has come early to the library and he is studying. This is a little surprising, so Minuk asked him what time he got up. Well, it seems Michael is leading a very active lifestyle these days. He says he gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day to go swimming and then arrives at the library by 7:30. Now, Minuk is no doubt very surprised by this. Now, Michael really seems to have turned over a new leaf. Now then, here's a check of the expressions in this lesson. This time, we're going to learn how to tell the time by stating the time followed by 에, and also to ask when or at what time, that is the expression 언제 and 몇 시에. Before we move on, let's go over some words that we'll need to practice the expressions. Please listen carefully.
아침, 아침, 낮, 낮, 저녁, 저녁, 밤, 밤, 오전, 오전, 오후, 오후.
Now let's use these words to tell when we are doing something. Now we'll check the expressions one by going to the skit.
아침에 수영을 했어요. 언제 학교에 왔어요? 7시 30분에 왔어요.
Now we heard the expressions 아침에 and 7시 30분에. So when we want to state what we did when, all we have to do is indicate the time followed by the word 에. Okay, why don't we practice by adding the word 에 to the vocabulary that we learned earlier. Now, how would we say in the morning and at night in Korean?
아침에, 아침에, 저녁에, 저녁에.
I came to school in the morning. Now, what would this sentence be in Korean?
아침에 학교에 왔어요.
Now, if you recall, we learned how to tell the time a few lessons ago. Now, can you remember how to say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so on? Have you forgotten them? Well, don't worry, because Ji 선생님 will give us a reminder here.
1시, 2시, 3시,
Then how would we say that we are eating at 1 o'clock in Korean?
1시에 밥을 먹어요.
Sounds easy enough. Well then, let's incorporate some other words into this sentence structure to practice it. Now please repeat.
2시에 친구를 만나요. 6시 20분에 밥을 먹었어요. 아침에 운동을 했어요. 오후에 테니스를 쳐요.
몇 시에 일어났어요? 언제 학교에 왔어요?
네, 언제 학교에 왔어요? When did you come to school? 언제 here means when. Okay, what if I want to ask you when you are meeting your friend? Now, how would we ask this?
언제 친구를 만나요? 언제 친구를 만나요?
Now, let me ask what time you are meeting your friend. What time are you meeting your friend?
몇 시에 친구를 만나요? 몇 시에 친구를 만나요?
So, when you want to ask what time someone is doing something, you can begin the question with 몇 시에. Now, 선생님 and I want to get some practice, so why don't you join us? 언제 자요?
12시에 자요.
언제 수영을 했어요?
아침에 수영을 했어요.
몇 시에 집에 갔어요?
4시에 집에 갔어요.
언제 친구를 만나요?
오후에 친구를 만나요.
Time now for that extra expression. Now, in the conversation that we saw, Michael asked Minuk to go eat together. That was the new expression. Now, it's an invitation to a meal. How would we say this in Korean?
같이 밥 먹어요. 같이 밥 먹어요.
There were two other expressions. They were the verbs to get up and to be active. Now, how would we say get up in Korean?
일어나요. 일어나요.
What about the expression to say that somebody is very active?
부지런해요. 부지런해요.
Now, here's a wrap-up of the lesson. Now, please pay attention to each expression as we go over them one by one along with the clip. Please repeat.
마이클 씨, 웬일이에요?
마이클 씨, 웬일이에요?
안녕하세요, 민욱 씨.
안녕하세요, 민욱 씨.
몇 시에 일어났어요?
몇 시에 일어났어요?
6시에 일어났어요.
6시에 일어났어요.
언제 학교에 왔어요?
언제 학교에 왔어요?
아침에 수영을 했어요.
아침에 수영을 했어요.
그리고 7시 30분에 왔어요.
그리고 7시 30분에 왔어요.
와, 부지런해요.
와, 부지런해요.
민욱 씨, 저녁에 약속 있어요?
민욱 씨, 저녁에 약속 있어요?
같이 밥 먹어요.
같이 밥 먹어요.
네.
I trust you're following along. So now we're going to take a look at the entire clip once again. So please try to memorize the expressions.
마이클 씨, 웬일이에요?
안녕하세요, 민욱 씨.
몇 시에 일어났어요?
6시에 일어났어요.
언제 학교에 왔어요?
아침에 수영을 했어요. 그리고 7시 30분에 왔어요.
와, 부지런해요.
민욱 씨, 저녁에 약속 있어요? 같이 밥 먹어요.
네.
It's time to learn Korean characters. Now, the character we'll learn this time is the 쌍피읍, which literally means double pi읍, and it looks like two pi읍 characters, one next to the other. Now, this character, as I mentioned before, is called 쌍피읍. 쌍피읍. Now, let's learn how to write it. Just start with a pi읍, followed by another pi읍, right next to it.
쌍비읍, 쌍비읍, 쌍비읍.
Now we'll add the vowel sound a to the character 쌍비읍 to come up with the letter ba.
빠, 빠, 빠.
Yes, this letter is pronounced as ba. Now, what about some words with the character 쌍비읍?
뿌리, 뿌리. 아빠, 아빠. 오빠, 오빠.
Before we know it, we've reached the end of yet another edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now, in this lesson, we learned how to ask and answer questions with the expression to tell the time. Now, a quick reminder before we go. 선생님, 몇 시에 일어나요?
6시에 일어났어요. 안착희 씨는 몇 시에 자요?
11시에 자요.
Well, that's quite late, isn't it?
Yes, I have a hard time dragging myself out of bed in the morning. Well, that is all for this edition. And until next time, 안녕히 계세요.